Hey guys, who are you listening to? Let's talk about it. Hey fam and those watching in YouTube land, welcome to our virtual ATF experience. We're glad that you're joining us tonight and hope that you continue to join us the rest of this month as we continue on this experience that we're all at. Obviously, we're not in the same place, but we're going to give it a little homey feel. But as always, we still got stuff that we need to share with you, so we want you to pay attention and we want you to share this with others. The first thing is that we want you to follow us on all social medias. Again, we're talking about Facebook, we're talking about Instagram, we're talking about following this channel. We want you to follow this channel. We also want you to share what we're doing here with everybody you know, because listen, again, during these times everybody needs some type of encouragement. And what better way than for us as a family to do that with those around us? So we need you to do that also. We would love to hear your suggestions on how we can better our social media platforms. What are some things that you see other influencers do that we can do? Help us to better your experience. Let us know in the DMs on Instagram, and we would love to hear them and put them into practice. The second thing we want to remind you is that we are still trying to reach our goal for Speed the Light. Our goal right now is to hit $2,000. We can still raise the funds to help those who need Jesus. This is to help all the missionaries out there. We want to do our part as far as what we can do. You can still send in your donations at lwccep.com. Make sure you scroll down till you find the Speed the Light icon. You click on that and you enter your amount. Again, this money doesn't go to our pockets at all. It doesn't go to the ATF fund. It doesn't do that, but it goes straight to projects. It goes straight to missionaries to help them, to aid them in reaching Jesus in those places. And the last thing we want to share with you is this. We are having an ATF live experience next Wednesday, July 29th. Now, we will be in the room, in person, you and us with you, live, and we want you to join us. Now, we will be implementing the following safety regulations. The first thing is this: you must have a mask on at all times. Okay, it's just something that we're trying to be, safe about. Secondly, we are going to be practicing social distancing. We have the chair set up; they're ready for you, so you can just sit down. The third thing, we will dismiss you when we're done. We will instruct you to leave as a family or individually, and y'all just go outside. And the fourth thing, once you come in, we'll be taking your temperature, and we will have you come in and take a seat. Listen, we are excited for this. We've been praying for something like this. We're going to try this out every month and see if it works. But we are so excited to be with you, and we can't wait to be together. We have started a new series called Looking Up, and we hope that you've been enjoying it. But it comes from this main verse that is found in Colossians chapter 3, starting at verse 2 all the way to verse 3. And it goes like this: Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. For you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. This is where we're getting this whole series from. But last week, if you didn't join us, this is what you missed. You can catch it on YouTube. It's still there on Instagram too. You can catch it there. But last week, we hit on a personal note where we need to understand we can't save the world. That's Jesus' job. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we can understand and rest assured that God can do more than what you can ever do and what I can ever do. Because He's Jesus. And once we realize that, then we can focus on things above. Tonight we're going into the direction that not many people will get into, but it's this, and I hope you listen. It's very common, and you'll hear it in church if you've grown up in church, but it's something that we need to be reminded of, and it's this: choose to listen to God's voice and not the lies of the enemy. John chapter 8 verse 32, and it goes like this: and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Listen, God has a plan for our lives. And I laugh at that because if you've ever been in church for a long time, you know this. As a kid, I grew up in church, and people around me would tell me this all the time. And now lies, sometimes it just be annoying. But something that I realized too, and it's this: if God has a plan for my life, the enemy has a plan for my life too. Now you might not want to hear it and you might not want to accept it, but it's true. And we find it here in John chapter 10, verse 10. And Jesus is speaking, he talks and he says this: the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. And then Jesus comes back with this: but I came in that they may have life and have it abundantly. We just have to decide which voice we're going to listen to and who we're going to choose to follow each day. Listen, it's a choice that only you can make. But the question that youth often ask me, and youth pastors listening, I'm sure you get this too, is this: how do I know what voice is what? How do I know it's God's voice? How do I know it's my own voice? How do I know if it's the voice of the enemy? Listen, that question, man, it makes me upset. It makes me sad because, listen, it's as easy as this: whoever you allow in your life to make the most influence is the voice that you'll follow. So then the real question is this: who are you allowing into your life more? Is it God? Is it the world? Is it the enemy? Is it yourself? And chances are, if we don't make a determined choice to follow God, we may eventually fall into the trap of the world. We may fall into the trap of the enemy and just follow what he says. The Bible has so much to say about Satan's devious schemes and how he operates. He's known as the twister of truth. He is deceptive, and he's called the father of lies. These are the ways that he tries to take from us. He becomes very in tune with what our weaknesses are, and will use anything he can to bring us down. Though God never tells us to walk in fear, he does tell us to be on guard and to live aware. As we keep pressing in to know God, who is real, who is truth, and we set our minds on his word, spending time there, meditating on it day and night, as the word says, eventually we become very trained to be able to detect the fake. Listen, it's simple, and there's no magical way out of it, and there's no trick to it or anything like that. But the question is just that: who are you allowing into your life to influence you? The things that we watch, the things that we listen to, the things that we, whether we know it or not, the things that we allow into our lives, they can be a footstep for what the devil wants to do. Because he's not going to try and scare you from under the bed and force you to follow him. No. And most people have a misconception of that. But what he really wants to try and take is what we have: our joy, our peace, our patience, our kindness, gentleness, goodness, the whole fruit of the Spirit. That's what he's trying to take from us. And if you and I aren't careful, and if we don't make the choice of just looking up to God, and not just looking up to God, but looking to heavenly things instead of earthly things, if we get so occupied with what is around us, then the enemy can slowly yet surely begin to take things from us. What are some things that you think that he's taken so far during this time? And maybe your peace. He may have taken your peace, and that's what a lot of people have been saying. Maybe he's taken your joy. Maybe everywhere you look, you just feel sad, you feel depressed, you feel like there's no way out of this. Your joy, your peace. Maybe you're not patient. Maybe you're just impatient with God and asking him, what the heck, God, where are you at? These are things that he slowly takes, and eventually he begins to steal it, and he begins to kill it within us, and eventually that'll destroy us. But I want to encourage you with this, as John writes here, what Jesus says in John chapter 8 verse 32, as we saw in the beginning, says this: you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Jesus is the truth. He says it: I am the way, the truth, and the life. And once we hold on to this truth, once we hold on to this, not that we won't be set free from all the craziness that's happening, no, but we will be set free from what the devil wants to do in our lives. We can fight through it, we can get through it. But if you haven't noticed, there's a theme that's happening, and it's this: you and I, we need to choose what we're going to do. It's a daily choice, it's something we need to choose. So this evening, I want to challenge you. Who are you going to choose? What are you going to choose? I pray that you choose to follow, not just follow God, and not just choose to have Jesus in your heart, but I pray that you choose to follow His truths and stick to them. And I can guarantee that you will not be disappointed. Guys, we love you. We can't wait to see you this Wednesday, the 29th at 7:30 in our old youth room. It's ready for you. It's set. Parents, we want your help. If you can help us out, please. If you're interested in helping, we would love to include you in what we're doing. But guys, we love you and we thank you. We can't wait to see y'all again. God bless you.